Yo.
We're recording.
Oh, yo. Okay. We are in there. So it's day 2 of our Daredevil season 3 binge / review. We woke up hella early.
Too early.
Like way too early. For like 2 adult grown men, they should not be up as early as little kids on Saturday morning watching cartoons. But we had our own adult versions of cartoons and donuts. So you know what? That's a good motivator. When you brought Sweet Theory donuts, I was like, okay, I can wake up and watch them.
Well, you had the coffee, man. I had to get the complimentary accoutrement.
We got a good little process going down. But so we picked up where we left off last night, which really kind of felt like 4 hours ago. Daredevil season 3, episode 4. I don't got the name of the episode on me right now, but episode 4, a lot happens, man. Like, there was a couple moments where we both kind of tensed up.
Matt he's going off the rails, dude. He's stealing Foggy's ID.
And not just ID, but his damn
bar card.
And his money. I think that was
he took his money. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Matt has become the master of the oh man, I forgot my wallet. Pat down.
Oh, hey man, can you let me in?
And yeah, what's interesting to see is in the Born Again comic story arc, you know, Foggy, him and Foggy didn't really interact too much. It's kind of interesting to see the flip where it's Matt being a nuisance in Foggy's life versus in Born Again, you know, it was more so Foggy took his girl. And this is kind of different, but man, but as messed up things as Matt is doing this season, he's still credited as a saint by some people. Like the dude that he was in jail interviewing, I think Michael, you know. He was like, man, without you guys knocked 15 years off my sentence. You know, you guys are. He even says, you know, you guys are a saint, and it's cool to see like Matt be uncomfortable with it. He's like,
because he doesn't want to be associated with anything regarding Catholicism or God, for that matter. But at the same time, so did Jesus at one point in his life. You know.
Was there any blatant or very obvious religious tones? It seems like I think this whole season we're gonna.
Dude, it's saturated with it, man. Like, you know it is.
Any like specific parts?
Well, the fact that Christ was always hanging out with prostitutes, thieves, known murderers, and swindlers. You know, because in his opinion, sick people were the ones that needed the doctor, and that's what Matt's at. Like, Matt was the guy giving defense attorney. They were pro bono lawyers, remember? Back in the day, and they were doing all kinds of stuff for free, if not for, you know, whatever kind of rice and beans Puerto Ricans would give to him.
So we have this long-standing theory that, not even theory, it started as a joke, but it's starting to be solidified as a theory. The Marvel rule, where if you are disheveled, messy hair, nasty 5 o'clock shadow, you're probably either a bad guy or a good guy going through some rough shit.
Or an evil version of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. We saw Foggy clearly disheveled, paranoid, after his meeting with Matt. His girlfriend, you know, basically tells him, yo, you can start acting like a pussy and step up, run for mayor, which I think that's a phenomenal twist.
DA.
Yes.
Yeah.
DA. Yes.
The mayor, shit.
Yeah, I got mixed up. But this is a pretty cool little twist, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're giving Foggy, like, a pretty unique character arc. So I'm interested in seeing where that goes. We get a lot more screen time with Poindexter, man.
This dude, he's getting creepier and freaking creepier as it goes along, man.
You know, I like that you pointed out that, like many Marvel Netflix shows, the villain, though they may not give them, you know, their classic suit or like their spot-on comic interpretation of the suit, they do stick them in their classic color schemes.
They'll make references to it.
You pointed out, you know, they've been kind of keeping him in black and white.
Yeah, like the bullseye target.
Yeah.
Onesie he wears. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I like that because I think we both, again, we're gonna come to peace with saying that he's Bullseye, and it's neat that he's just walking around. Like, all the other special agents have, like, ties, you know, when they're different colors, but he's just still in that black and white, you know, black jacket, pants, and then the white shirt underneath, and acting sketch as hell. Man,
what do you think about his relationship with Kingpin? Because this episode, you know, throughout these early episodes, we've seen Poindexter be that jerk, that that asshole to Kingpin. Hey, convict, calling him by convict.
Right.
Very reluctant and clearly shows his animosity towards him for even having to work this detail. But Kingpin, which I feel like you could probably glue all this together. Kingpin, amongst all this adversity, all of this negativity, kind of adopts this very, kind of Christ-like mentality of, I'll take.
Who, Kingpin?
Yeah, like.
No, it's the reverse, sir. He's the devil. He's exploiting him. He's not accepting him.
Well, yeah. Okay.
He's going to use him.
Because he talks to him about sympathy, and it's like, oh, man.
No, he's full of crap. He's saying what he has to say to get which is this is what interests me, is that normally in the comics when we see Bullseye and Kingpin together, you see a Bullseye towards the middle of his career. You don't see a Bullseye when he was still with the NSA, because in the comics he was. You don't see a Bullseye doing weird tactical military missions with Frank Castle, because in the comics they ran into each other pre-costumed, So you have a Kingpin who is a talent scout, basically, And it reminds me of in Devil's Advocate, that goofy movie with Al Pacino where he plays the devil and Keanu Reeves is in it. Well, he says, I got an eye for talent, son. That's what it reminded me of, where he's just like, pleased to meet you, hope you guess my name kind of guy, We always made that joke, like, you could ask Kingpin, like, hey man, can I borrow $5? And he's always going to drop some, like, deep, like, profound statement on you, like, hey man, can I borrow $5? He'll be like, $5. Sometimes in this world, a man's name is worth more than $5. You're like, dude, I just asked for $5. I didn't ask for a freaking monologue, man.
I definitely say Kingpin. There's a few awards I want to give, just based on this episode. For starters, since we're on Kingpin, this dude wins Best Husband Award because he is raising hell over, Vanessa's.
Say her name again.
Goodness gracious.
Say her name.
And then one other award I want to give is to the nurse/goon that ends up, pretending to stitch up Matt. Like,
that dude.
Like, you were right. He should definitely win a Best Award for Best Goon that acts as nurse.
Because it's like, this dude isn't an actor. He's a freaking thug. So they have him in the room, and he's like, all right, Mr. Murdoch. Well, Mr. Nelson rather. He's like, let me get you. Let me take your, check your blood pressure or whatever. And I'm like, for someone they just got, be like, all right. In order for this plan to work, you got to pretend you're a nurse and then stab the hell out of Franklin Percy Nelson.
So I don't think we could do this review justice without talking about what felt like the crux of this whole episode, and it's that hallway/prison breakout scene with Matt. It all goes south. He goes in there thinking he could be Foggy Nelson, get the information he needs. He's asking the wrong questions about the Albanian mob and their head guy, and at first I thought the Albanians sent in.
Didn't you go to Albania?
No, I did not. And clearly, I do not.
Which Eastern European country have you not been to, dude?
Feel like they started.
How many children do you have there? That's what I want to know.
But I thought this was a good reminder of how vast Kingpin's resources are, because I thought it was the Albanians trying to quiet him up, but no, it's
dude, when I found
Kingpin's dude.
So
and then when Kingpin calls him on the phone, it's like, damn, I thought they had old boy locked up. I thought they took all his electronics away.
Yeah, no,
not at all.
He's the Kingpin, man. He controls all crime in New York.
And in true Daredevil Netflix fashion, we got another what is that? Like a long shot scene, no cuts, straight, one shot fight scene, and of course it was in the hallway. But this one felt a little different because Matt was getting his ass beat.
Yeah, I mean, he's we said it before in the past video episodes where he is one punch away from being ridiculously drowned out in all of his senses again. You know, all they got to do is hit him in that right ear and he's done. Yeah.
And then really, so I caught two kind of Daredevil comic book shout outs in this.
Oh yeah.
The prison breakout remind me a lot of Brubaker's run, where Daredevil is in prison, trying to get at Fisk. And then of course it ends so phenomenal with him in the taxi cab and homeboy that jumped out. That'd be scary. Like, how scary would that be if you woke up in a taxi cab and your driver is like, "Yeah, I'll get you home," and
Badr,
jumps
that is exactly
out.
why I don't take Uber, because I've seen the kind of people. And if you're an Uber driver, forgive me, but my ex-roommate was an Uber driver, and that dude was a damn creature of the night.
Dude. But we get that awesome scene where the taxi and a beat up Matt is inside of it. They jump into the river, which is straight out of Born Again, because it isn't until after Kingpin actually puts the smackdown on Matt that he throws him in the cab into the river, for dead, or at least what he thought for dead.
Yep.
And then I think lastly, man, Karen ain't for the shits. Like, do not catcall her. Do not call her baby.
Dude, again, like, I don't know what are they doing with her? Like, is she like? I don't get her character, man. I really don't. Like, there's nothing really interesting or captivating as far as what she's doing. Like, I get it. They gotta hang on to her or whatnot, but like, when they're writing her, they don't have anything else for her to do but to scare jitterbugs on the street. You know what I mean?
And harass lovely couples at their home
Right?
at night. I'm curious to see if they win you over with Karen. If they've got something planned for her that'll win us both over. I think we're both kind of like,
Well, because it's characters serve the story, not the other way around. I shouldn't just like Karen because I like Karen. I don't like Daredevil just because I like Daredevil. I like Daredevil because those stories are interesting. And he's a part of a bigger story arc that's really cool. And Karen is a part of that story arc too. And that's why Miller knows what he's doing when he wrote Born Again. Like he painted this elaborate picture where all these people are a part of a grander sort of story, and he moves them around like chess pieces. Like Karen, at first glance, you're almost mad at her, right? You're like, oh, how could you give up Daredevil? How could you how could you give him up? You freaking Judas. What's the matter with you? And then, halfway through it, Matt's dealing with his things, a crisis of faith, and then there's that beautiful scene where they hug, and he's like, he forgives her.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. That's like classic literature right there, man. That's those themes are as old as time, very primal. So it's not really so much that Karen I have a problem with. I don't. It's how they're using her, and they need to do something better. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
No, fair enough. I think we've hit all the points in the notes that we've made for this episode. We'll go ahead and call this video an end. We're going to go ahead and jump in with episode 6, and out. So I just want to remind the viewers on YouTube, stay up to date with our YouTube channel. We'll be updating it throughout the weekend and maybe even the week, just as time permits. But the goal is to have a video for every single episode. And as far as our podcast listeners, the whole series will be documented in audio format later in the week. So just stay tuned and just stay up to date with us on social media. We'll be posting as well. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get on with episode 5.